Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome back to more Kenshi. I'm Liz. If you want the latest information on what's going on this channel, and you don't want to search through all of the individual videos and listen to what I have to say in all of them, and read the comments in all of them, and all that nonsense, check out the channel's Discord channel or my Twitter. Links are in the descriptions below. Today, we are continuing our journey to the north. We began down at our headquarters in Squin. We passed through the hub. We're at Stack currently. It took us a little while because we're finally kind of combat ready, and we beat up a few things along the way. We got beat up a little bit along the way, but we are heading north to Blister Hill. We're just going to follow this road all the way north past this holy farm and up to Blister Hill. There's holy patrols along the road everywhere. I don't I don't mind looking for a little trouble right now. This is not our full combat group. Remember, we left Thok and Ruka back in Squin because they are not humans, and we're traveling through holy territory. And we're definitely not fighting the Holy Nation at the moment. So we left people back there, and we're not at our 100% full force. So I don't want to look for seriously bad trouble. So we're gonna follow the easy path up to Blister Hill, and then we'll head from Blister Hill to World's End, and we have a couple options for that. We could head north through Flotsam territory. They are at war with the Holy Nation, or we could head through Holy Nation territory to get up there. And we come in through like where the fishing village is. We can come in through the north as a potential way in. So we have a couple options to get to World's End. I'm not actually sure where all of the paths up the mountain that get there are, but that is our destination. Today, want to address a bit of an elephant in the room. I have, who's got it? Sand. Sand is carrying supplies, equipment, specialist grade equipment. Not shirts, though. Okay, we don't have shirts. We have everything but the shirts, apparently, for 2 additional recruits. Why don't I just recruit them here in the bars in the Holy Nation? Well, I don't really want to. I don't want to recruit them until we get to World's End. So, to that end, I believe we will head outside of Squin now, and I'm going to start heading with the party north along the road. I will bring you guys back in when something happens, because honestly, this is just going to be us walking along a path at this point, unless something happens along the way. So, we've been traveling a while now. You've not mentioned your legend since the bar. This is us talking to Hobbs. Remember Hobbs was talking about this whaling something or other? Legend? What legend? The legend you joined with us to search for. The whaling banshee or whatever it is. Remember, we were like, that sounds awesome! Where do we find it? And something about truffles. Oh, we got bone dogs behind us. Or are those goats? No, they're bone dogs. 4 bone dogs. At least 4 bone dogs. They're all adults? Yeah. I might be able to take 4 bone dogs. We'll probably have some people go down as a result of that battle if we did it, though. We're going to continue heading north for the time being. He's like, I don't know. Let's yawn. Let's take a quick peek at that in the dialogue. Whaling Banshee and something about truffles. Whaling Banshee? I don't know about that. Sounds awfully silly. Seriously? But Hobbs doesn't give a crap anymore. So he's got a very short attention span, apparently. And we are still just heading north. Those bone dogs are the only thing we've really run into so far. Who are these? Holy Nation Inquisitor. As you can see, 70 attack, 74 defense, 77 strength, 72 dex, 76 toughness. We're not going to be taking on any Holy Nation Inquisitors anytime soon. Let's just keep... So we are passing by the first holy farm here now. They've got some bulls out front. Nothing special otherwise. Sometimes there are like bone dog packs up here, but I don't see anything yet. We haven't perceived anything yet. We're just a straight jump away from Blister Hill now, so we're not very far away at all. That last Inquisitor that we saw was the last Holy Nation patrol that we came across, and we haven't seen anything else since. Although there's probably going to be another Holy Nation patrol along the road very soon. Who is this? In fact, there's a high paladin here fighting bone dogs. And there's a paladin and a servant as well. I can get in on that. High paladin is slightly injured. He's not really going to get hurt by a couple of bone dogs. He can take it all by himself, even if he didn't have these servants here to help him. We're going to get in on this action. I mean, we're not going to be there in time to help fight these bone dogs, let's face it. But what we are going to be here in time to do is have Mortez, right? Yeah, is have Mortez come and loot these bone dogs. So Mortez, if you would please loot these bone dogs for me. That's really the only reason that we're here. We don't care about the fight. There's another one, right? Well, there's one over here, and he's still up. But there was one downed over here. Is that it? And then that one other one that's up still? That's not fighting? There's more out here in the distance. I can see at least two more. Okay. Works for me. Let's go back to the road, and we are going to continue along our path. If we end up fighting bone dogs, well, then we... Ooh, 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 it's a fight. It's a fight. They're definitely fighting this one. Mortez, you go get it too. And they're fighting that one. Did it go down already? No, it didn't go down. Let's come up this... Oh, there's more of them over here too. Oh my goodness, yes. Yes, yes. I love just being the scavenger who just, you know, bird of prey on everybody else's stuff. It's fantastic. You guys want some help? I could render you some aid if you'd like. I mean, you've got this. You're 2 paladins. You're 3 paladins and a servant. You totally have this even without my help. But we got to make sure we loot the bone dog, not the holy servant. If we loot the holy servant, we'll be stealing from him. And these paladins won't like us very much. When you're looting things, if you hold control and right click, it's usually right click to loot. If you hold control and right click, you'll loot the lot of what they have. You'll loot everything, the entire stack. Very, very useful. That's a 3 iron mine. That's iron, is it not? No, it's not iron. It looks like iron. That is, though. That's a 3 iron mine. They're not really close enough to do an outpost unless we built a giant outpost around them, though. No, I think we're going to build that outpost near between the hub and Squin. But I would really like to have 2 iron sources maybe and a copper source. Is that too much to ask? 2 triple iron sources and a double copper source? Yeah, it's probably a little too much to ask. Alright, well, we will be back. So as we approach Blister Hill, we can see this sort of green river valley in the distance, Okran's Pride. I mean... If when we get into we might go into that soon, like along our way. I'm not sure if that's our path that we're going to take or not, but it doesn't look that attractive green. It looks kind of, you know, neon pukey yellow green when you get into it with like streaks of stuff. But it's one of the few sort of green areas in Kenshi. There are some places along the western side of the map as well that have some foresty space, like sort of darker green foresty stuff, which looks kind of cool as well, sort of highland forests, but I don't know. We do have to be careful in Holy Nation territory as well. A lot of research things, like the advanced research books, like the ancient books and the engineering books and the AI cores and stuff like that, are banned in Holy Nation territory, and they'll imprison you and maybe enslave you if you bring them. Do I want... Yeah, I want to go into a shop here because I want to sell some of this stuff we just picked up. I'm not going to cook the meat yet. We'll keep the meat. What I want to sell, though, is all of these animal teeth. Were they? The bone dog teeth? Yeah, animal teeth. What's this? Drifter boots. It's probably maybe kind of worth looking if they have an armor. They don't have a weapon vendor here, right? Like, it's Holy Nation. Oh, they might. This is the capital, is it not? Yeah, Blister Hill is the capital. That guy, that's not a weapons vendor. They might. But if they do, they do actually. They have a weapons vendor over here. If they have a weapons vendor, it's only gonna have like Holy Cross and stuff like that. I don't want any Holy Nation weapons really. But we'll come up this way. We'll take a peek at both the armor vendor real quick. Can I see your wares? What's this? Heart protector. Yeah, I don't need a recipe for a heart protector. Thank you very much. They do sell leather turtlenecks. Rusty chain, plated long boots, rusty chainmail, and these holy chest plates. Very good, like center protection, like center mass protection, your chest and your stomach, and then kind of crappy protection everywhere else. And then Lort, if you would please go into the weapons vendor, and we'll just double check what blueprints they have, but it's just going to be Holy Nation garbage. It's not going to be... Yeah, long cleavers. So that's these guys here. They don't even have like a Holy Cross blueprint. Paladin's Cross, that's it. And I don't want a Paladin's Cross either. Short cleaver is a hacker. Yeah, it's a hacker that you can use as an offhand. Interesting. I haven't quite decided on what our weapon layout is going to be. I really like the layout of having a your main hand weapon being a desert saber and your secondary weapon being something else. Probably a longsword, because longswords are classified as sabers. So that way you have saber and saber, like both of your pieces of gear are sabers. So if you do go down to one-handed, you still use a saber skill. But at the same token, I mean, it's not the end of the world mixing your skills. So we could use like a wakizashi, or we could use a katana or something like that as our secondary. So now we need to decide which path we need to take, and I don't know which is better. In all honesty, I don't know what's going to be better here. We can either go off-road through the hills a little bit, and then come up here and cross, and then go through Flotsam territory, and then head north, around, and into World's End. There might be a way up from this side as well, but this is Flotsam territory. If they identify us as Holy Nation, like if they identify us as Okran worshippers, they're going to be on our case. And if not, well, then we're okay. Alternatively, we could go through Holy Nation territory where we still have decent protection. We can come up this way, and I think you could get into World's End from this side. At the very least, I think you can get up here. I think maybe we'll go through Holy Nation territory. So to do that, we have to go into... What is this? Is it Okran's Shield? Is that what this area is called right in here? And I think there's a path up right here that's going to bring us into this neighborhood. And then we've got a couple holy farms along the way. I think that might be the way we go. So to accomplish that, we are going to be heading out to the east across Okran's Pride here. And we'll head into Okran's Shield. Okay, that's not us. That agents of the dark will be purged. They're not talking about us. Love and devotion, brothers. Love and devotion. Yeah. So let's get a little bit deep here and talk about the Holy Nation and their whole love and devotion and this and that, whilst being, you know, dramatically racist and dramatically sexist and all these things as well. You see stuff like this in the real world, obviously, and this is why I'm saying let's get a little bit deeper about this. And, you know, there are people who view this as just like literal monsters. Like, there are people out there who would view what the Holy Nation stand for and what they do here as them being like literal monsters. Oh, there's a wolf den up here, it looks like. Hopefully that's a wolf den, not spiders. What is this? River raptors. Okay, that's fine. River raptors won't, they won't attack us. Raptors will come in and eat your crops if you have crops, but they're not going to attack us, so we should be fine. And are we heading up this path right here, or do we head up... Yeah, I think we go up into this, right? But yeah, there are people who would view this kind of thing as these people are literally monsters. They're the worst people in the world, basically, and all that. And you see that in our society as well. You see a lot of religious groups that are very shut-in, closed religious groups that sort of take care of themselves. But, you know, it's like patriarchies of men who want to care for their women. But they sort of treat their women as their women, as, you know, their possessions. Like For example, there's been a lot of talk about how family values and how awful people are who sexually assault women and all of these kinds of things. And there is, and I don't say that it's all legitimate, but I'm talking about the complaints about some of the people who say these things. I don't say that it's all legitimate, but there's a lot of people who are like, a lot of the voices on this side are only saying these things because they don't actually believe in family values. They believe that since they're the man, they own their daughters and they own their wives and all these things. And if somebody was to sexually assault their daughter, that's them stealing their daughter away from them, basically. And so obviously, of course, they're going to be against the sexual assault of women and the exploitation of them and raping them and all of these kinds of things because they view them as their property and they're not giving them their property. So obviously they're stealing from them when that happens, and that is just infuriating. That attitude is just infuriating. A lost drone with no faction. That is a worker drone. You can tell by his head. He doesn't have the Hive Prince head, and he does not have the soldier head. And who are these? Hungry bandits. Well, we could take those hungry bandits. They definitely do not have the numbers that they can take us. There is a den of some sort right in front of us. What is it? I don't see what this den is. And then the Holy Nation. How do they sort of relate to this? Well, they're very obviously possessive of women. They're very obviously racist and misogynist. Okay, they're bone dogs. Looks like there might be a decent number of bone dogs up here. I'm not actually sure how many there are. I can't get the camera in close enough to get a really good view of them. Is that our path through, though? That looks like it's our path through. Can I get through over here? I might be able to get through up on top of this. We can give that a try, I suppose. So yeah. Is this attitude absolutely disgusting? Is it not? You're going to have a lot of people saying this attitude is absolutely not disgusting because they can sort of relate. Same with the Holy Nation here. If you are a human male, they take extremely good care of you. And yes, it sort of is their kind of, quote, family values as much as they would consider them family values. Okay, that's a lot of bone dogs. I cannot take that many bone dogs. Shit, there, Oscar Mike. After us. Okay, turn off the snecky snacks and runny one as fast as we can. Give up. Give up. If like one of them comes after us, we're fine. We'll kill it. This might be a problem. This might be a problem. How do I get through this then? If I can't go through there. Can I maybe get up one of these hills? I don't think so. Can I double through up here? Yeah, okay, there's a path right here. I can take this path up into the highlands and go from there. That might actually even get me on top of the mountain. That might be better. Let's engage, not squad. Let's engage sneak mode. Sneak mode on, and let's go up this mountain. We are going to sneak a little bit here, because I don't know what's around me. I can't tell if there's anything that's going to be up here. I want to know right away, so that I can run away if I need to. And we also want to get our sneak skill up a little bit. So if we actually affect it... Come on! Come on! There's clearly a path here. Come on. You can do it. Where are you guys going? Are you kidding me? So this path that is clearly a path you will not take. How are you going to go to get there? Are you just going up here? Okay, I can tolerate that because you're probably just going to climb up here now. No? You're going all the way over to here now. Okay. Sneck mode off. That's just dandy. Fine, go that way. But yeah, no, the Holy Nation, there's a lot of people who will be like, the Holy Nation literally represents love and devotion. And you have this a lot right now, where there will be people that some people are calling literal monsters, like the worst people in the world right now. And you have other people saying they're not the worst people in the world. These are people who just want the best for everybody, and they stand for this and that and all of these things and blah blah blah, and in the name of this and all whatever. And it's like you got to sort of come down on one side or the other in this. These people are monsters, or they aren't. Ooh, Soto, the skeleton Soto. Fascinating. Well, he's not in friendly territory, that's for sure. If Holy Nations see him, they're going to be on his case. You end up having to be one side or the other in a lot of these situations. Like, are we talking about monsters here, or are we not talking about monsters here? Are we talking about people who really do just want the best for everybody, who have whatever in their minds and all this, but they also are misogynist racists a lot of the time? Or is that not the case? Are they really good people and all of these other things? Like, it's not as black and white as you tend to believe. You tend to immediately assign a yes or no, they are monsters, or they are great people assignment to these people because of the way you believe. And it's just not as black and white as that. These Holy Nation people, yes, from some perspectives, they are absolutely the worst people in the world. They are monsters. They need to be taken down. From other perspectives, yes, they do care for and take care of some people. And maybe to them they are, these good people or whatever. You can't just say black and white one way or the other. The only thing that you can do is sort of work together, not necessarily with these people I'm talking about, but work together with other people with like-minded concerns as you might have, and change society in one way or another. This is something that I've said a few times in the past where, oh crap, what are we attacked by? It's a bone dog. Is it alone? It looks alone. Tell me it's alone. If this bone dog is alone, we're okay. If it's a pack of 20, we're screwed. Let the dogs finish her off. No. Oh, she's not dead yet. Slightly injured. Oh, we just knocked her down. No. Finish her. She is the dog. Finish her. I've talked about this kind of thing before, where you maybe we'll put those in our inventory instead, where you have situations where, like, a country might do something that I view as just straight up wrong, as wrong as you can basically be. Like, a common thing is several years ago now, particular nation didn't just declare that things like homosexuality are going to be illegal. They declared that even acknowledging the fact that something like homosexuality exists in public is going to be illegal. Just acknowledging that it even exists in a public setting where children, because it's always about the children, could be present, is a crime, right? And to me, that is absolutely, like, ridiculous. That's absolutely stupid. It's dumb. It's completely backwards to society. But the thing is, this nation, it wasn't just their leaders who forced this through. It wasn't just their leaders who made this happen. It wasn't just the church, because it's a lot of the times throughout history, it's been the church that makes these kinds of decisions. It wasn't the leaders, it wasn't the church that just arbitrarily made this crap happen. It was their people. It was technically the will of the people in that day and age that decided that this is what they wanted. This is the nation that they wanted to live in. And some nations aren't about, everybody gets treated blah, 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 blah. Some nations are literally about, no, this is the way things work. And, people, I have always said that nations have the right to do that. By whatever system they're founded on to make these decisions, they have the right to make these decisions for themselves, and the rest of society sort of has to abide by that, and they can't be all pissy and dicky and whatever, and oh, you're blah 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 blah, and this is a travesty and it's illegal and all these things. Yeah, no, I don't agree with what they do, but they have the right in their country to do it. And yeah, so Holy Nation, by all means, they're set up that way. Personally, I don't like the Holy Nation here. This whole video has been a discussion about the Holy Nation and their philosophy as we finally get out of the Holy Nation and enter World's End, where the tech hunters rule. So personally, my takeaway on the Holy Nation and what they're doing, I don't like them. I don't like groups that behave that way at all. I'm not a fan of them. I think that they are ridiculous and they are a negative impact on the world. At the same token, for what they are, I acknowledge them, and I respect the fact that they apparently have decided this for themselves. But yeah, no, I in my mind's eye, I acknowledge that the Holy Nation are a bunch of monsters in Kenshi, but also that the viewpoint exists and is entirely valid that they are good people. They are good people doing the work that they believe in, and that is also a possibility, I suppose. Just not my possibility. As we enter World's End, we have a crossbow vendor here, so that's a ranger vendor. We have a mechanics shop, which is open right now. It's also a travel goods store, it looks like. Looks like it double teams. If I recall correctly, there will be a number of bars here. There is a hydroponics house here, so they do hydroponics here. They're very advanced. Yeah, bar, another mechanics shop, another bar. It's actually like an inn, but this is clearly a bar. Yeah, they say even bar there as well. Another bar. So lots and lots of bars. Armor shop up here. Weapons shop. This is the guy we're here for, the weapons shop. I hope I got enough money for the stuff that I really want to do here. And do they have anything for... Yeah, okay. You could buy a shack here. World's End, you could buy a shack. Can you buy a tower? Is there a tower available? No, that's... No, it looks like all you could do is buy a shack. And then there's the faction HQ for the tech hunters, the science HQ. But we're here for a number of things. First of all, let's go into this shop right here. Are they going to be open for a while? It's 5 in the morning, so they just opened. Good. So, Lord, come on into this shop. We can slow time down a little bit now and speak to this vendor. Do you have any ancient science books? No. You have neither ancient science nor do you have any engineering science. I don't think they usually have engineering here, but you can sometimes get an ancient book from them. They do have an engineer's map, which is to a post-ancient workshop, which will have probably 5 or 6 engineering blueprints in it. But it will also probably be guarded by a bunch of spiders. They do have some regular books, lots of them. Various maps, lots of good medkits, splints, backpacks, and tons of really decent-looking robotic parts. Scout legs, so better athletics at some penalties to other things. Economy leg, that's like a Hiver-style leg. Skeleton leg right, so just a sort of standard one. Scout leg left, skeleton leg left, skeleton... Okay, so they're kind of poor quality. Skeleton left, arm left. Has some dexterity bonuses, unarmed damage bonus, so you could use that for like unarmed combat a little bit. Yeah, so no real good body parts, nothing that crazy there. We don't need body parts right now anyway. Yeah, so nothing Nothing that fancy. Nothing that's really catching my eye here. Let's just double check that. Is there any other vendor here? Because they do have the upstairs section of this as well. Like, we could come back here and loot them, and they might have something else. Raw stone gears, steel bar gears. No, they're not going to have anything that we really want then. Okay, so onwards to the next one of these sort of general shops. This is hydroponics, right? So we don't care about that one. Let's go to this guy, though. It's a mechanical shop. They might have something in it, potentially. And they're open already. Let's have everybody move up. Lort can move into the shop. We can speed time up a little bit again. Make this happen a bit quicker. Hey, Lort. What do you guys have? Okay, so these guys do have one ancient science book. Now, these are 100% contraband in the Holy Nation territory. So we are going to buy this, and we're going to bring it back, but it is contraband, and it will get us in trouble. Random furniture, basic furniture. I have both of those, and then advanced outpost, which is pretty expansivo. Yeah, $5,000 isn't so bad. I still have 45,000 available. That gets us an ancient science book. It's not going to get us very far. We're going to have to go out and find our own, but we have a couple options with that. So we need 4 ancient science books for tech level 4. Engineering book or engineering research for large building shells. Engineering for heavy foundations as well. In smithing, though, advanced weaponsmithing needs an ancient science book. So we could get ourselves a weaponsmith too and start getting some better weapons grades. I don't know if we're going to need more for the better weapons grade research or not, but we could start getting along that way. I think we could also use it for harpoons. Yeah, 1 ancient science book for a harpoon research. If we're going to build an outpost, crossbows are great, but harpoons are what we want. Even if they're just the primitive ones, like the simple ones, the prototypes. Harpoons are what we want. So we have a couple options for this book, assuming we get it back home. Fine and dandy. Let's head up here to the weapons shop real quick before we call it quits on this video. This video. So they should be open soon. Probably 6 a.m. most likely they're going to open at, which is right now. Yeah. All right. That's not the vendor? No, this is the vendor here. Hello, vendor. Let's trade. I want, like, Desert Saber or Katana. If I get Katana, I'm going to be getting Nadachi as well, because we're definitely going to use a Nadachi and probably Katana then as our weapon setup. It doesn't look like they're likely to have Desert Saber here. They're not selling any Desert Sabers. Okay, what do you got? You have Sabers, Naginatas. Okay, so Naginatas are good. I mean, they're pole arms. Where is a Naginata? This is a Naginata Katana, but not the one that I want. Here, this is a Naginata right here. Naginatas are essentially swords on a really long handle. So they are technically pole arms. They're a sword on a long handle. It has a +6 attack bonus and a -8 indoor penalty, but it has a 50% damage versus animals. And they cut better than staffs do, obviously. So they're good. Like, if you're going to use pole arms, I highly suggest either the Naginata. I guess the heavy pole arm is okay, but I suggest either the Naginata or the Naginata Katana, like this one over here. Preferably, in my opinion, the Naginata. The downside of pole arms, though, I believe you gain dexterity a lot slower when you use pole arms. So you're going to attack slow for a long time. And you're getting pole arm skill. Like, F pole arm skill. Like, why? Why do I give a crap about pole arm skill? They also have jittes for sale here. Okay, so sabers, naginatas, katanas. That would be good. Ringed sabers. The plank. Wakizashi. Nadachi. and toppers. Toppers are a katana as well. They're a very small one, right? Pretty sure that they classify them that way. I don't see one here though. Yeah, no, I don't see one here. So what they don't have is desert sabers. So I have to sort of make a decision here. I have the ability to get katanas for 10,000, which will give us access to the katana and the guardless katana, and Nadachi. So for 25,000, I can have both of those, or I can try and steal them. And then I have access to a Nadachi here. That one's a kata number 1, so ours that we make would be very much like this. Cutting damage just under 1, blood loss 1.2, attack bonus 4, defense penalty of -4, and it has an indoor penalty. And then our sidearm would be a standard katana or guardless katana, which is going to have, that's higher grade than we can make, but +4 attack and -4 defense. Or it could be a guardless, which is like this guy right here, which will have +6 attack and -6 defense. So they're even better for attack, even worse for defense. I really, really, really want a desert saber and a longsword, though. How am I going to get those blueprints if I want them then? I came here for weapons, blueprints, and science books. I mean, we could just go with Naganatas and just upgrade our pole arms to those, I suppose. And even like Wakizashis, we take a look at those, they're +2, -2, so they have a lower debuff and a bigger bonus, and they have an indoor bonus, so if you use them inside, they're very effective. These ninja blades are not so good. They don't have any Jite's blueprints, which would be cool if they did. They're +8 defense. They're pretty good. They're blunt weapons, though. So I guess I have this decision here, and I'm going to have to make it for the next episode, ladies and gentlemen. Are we going to commit to using Adachi and Katana for the time being? Or are we going to try and go Saber? If I want to go, like, I guess I could go east into UC territory. Do we make this adventure longer, guys? I mean, it's dangerous going in there. There's skimmers we're going to have to avoid. It'd be easier to go in there with one dude. At the same token, though, I mean, it's going to be hard to get back through Holy Nation with this book. I can't go into their cities anymore. If I come through this way, I have to pass through one of their checkpoints, and they could search me. If I come down the mountain again and pass through this way, I can avoid their cities. I'll just go the same path I came and just not go into any cities. The patrols won't inspect me. I could split up and I could send one person down here. That's true. I could send Hobbs on an expedition of his own. So we went on a group expedition to World's End. Next time, Hobbs might go on his own out into UC territory. I'm not sure. But I will decide before then. Thank you for tuning in. I have been Liz. This has been Kenshi. I hope to see you again next time.